Hope doing well. I'm Dr. Milind. So recently, I have been receiving a lot of mails and messages about not improving grand test scores. So I am sure you guys are preparing well for the upcoming NEET exam and INICET exam as well. But there are some students who are facing issues with grand test, and definitely it's demotivating them because the grand tests are not improving. I have released a lot of videos regarding this topic, but still maybe this students who have not seen my previous videos. So here I'm going to give you summary of my previous videos. So if you have watched my previous videos, this might be a repetitive video for you. But here I'm going to put some insight for those who have trouble giving grand test and analyzing them, and also those who are taking grand test results to their heart, and it's affecting their preparation. So here a small guide, and here I'm sharing my experiences, and it's not something that I'm going to teach, but it's something that I'm going to make you think that how can you improve your results. So first, that's a common belief that the student have is, will solving more questions or Qbank will improve my grand test score. See, this is a common miss. I will say it's a, it's not a good thing that it's not a right thing to believe that if you solve many questions, your GT scores will improve. Your theory should be strong. You should have a good command on your theoretical knowledge. Then only your questions, your GT score will improve. So let me explain it with the help of one example. So imagine this is your knowledge, and this is your theory knowledge. This jar. Now you do not have a good theoretical command. Let's say you have not read your notes well. You have just started preparing, and now you are just giving GTs. So this is the attempt of GT. This bucket, this will mark your attempt, or your attempt to solve a question. So let's believe there is nothing. You have not read theory well. So no matter how many times you throw the bucket in the jar, you will not get anything. So your chances of getting answers right are very less. But sometimes, you never know. Like, you must have read something during your UG, you must have heard something, or maybe something that you have read in the previous question. So these are some pockets of knowledge that are there in your brain. So sometimes you're lucky that this bucket will exactly fall here and you will get something. So you feel like, you are getting this answer right. But that is not, it's actually a false positive feeling that you're getting. That is not a correct thing. So that unless and until you fill this jar with the knowledge, the chances of improving your grand test are nil. So make sure first you read your theory well. And if someone tells you that, giving more and more grand tests will improve your score, it's not correct thing. See, a lot of students, we listen to a lot of interviews. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but a lot of students, they start their their preparation in the foundation course, and they start very early in their undergraduation. So till the time they come to the final leg of the preparation, so they have nothing to do because they have already read their theory multiple times. So they give their GTs more and more. So it's actually polish their critical thinking, because you need to solve MCQs to improve your critical thinking. That is how you're going to attempt a question, how you're going to, think about the question, and how you're going to reach to the answer. But unless and until if you're someone who have not read theory well, giving more and more GTs is definitely not an answer for improving your score. So going to the next topic, what happens that if you join any classes, any app, like we are now in the era of app based learning. So we have all the classes have their Qbank. So GTs actually are the questions that are pulled from Qbank. So there is definitely a overlap of questions. So if you're someone who is solving a Qbank, like who have solved the Qbank and now you're attempting GT, so you have already seen that question. So you actually get higher score in your GTs, and actually it's give you a false confidence because you feel that you are getting a higher score. But a lot of students have mailed to me that, sir, my GT scores were always good, but suddenly in the exam I got a very bad rank. And this is actually the explanation for that, because you are solving the questions which you already know in the form of GTs. So that is the reason you get a good score. So don't, that is why I said Qbank should be the last resort. First your theory. I'll tell you the order in the next slides, but this is the reason that a lot of students, they get a good rank, and the students who have not solved the Qbank, because you have not seen that questions already, so there is a chance that you are not getting a good score as compared to your other friends. Now how to deal with it? So I have already given this chart in my last videos. So what you can do, that whatever GTs you are giving without analysis, GT is of no use. If you are giving GT and you are not analyzing it, you are not analyzing your mistakes, then it's a waste of time. It takes around 3 hours to write a GT, and it takes around 5 to 6 hours, even more than that, to analyze GT in detail. If you're not going to do that, if you're going to get demotivated after your scores, and if you're not going to analyze and you're just going to scroll through the pages, it's actually a waste of time. So I will say, if you're writing a GT in a week, so analyze it over a week. I mean, do not analyze GT in one day. Plan like I'm going to analyze 25 to 50 questions in a day, and then 300 questions or 200 questions, you will finish them in next 4 5 days. Now you should have a target percentage. See, all the subjects are not equal. There are subjects which have a higher weightage in the exam, and again, as we know that our basic sciences, which I call them rank building subjects, which are marked green here. So these are the subjects where you have a chance of getting higher questions right, because these are the fact-based questions and they do not change with time. So chances of getting higher score in these subjects are more. So what you should target is, you should target higher percentage in these subjects. I mean, higher accuracy should be there, like anatomy. The nerve which was passing through a certain canal, let's say 50 years ago, it's still passing through the same canal. So the things will not change. So your target should be that. Subject like medicine, surgery, PSN, observation, these are a bit tough subjects, because there are clinical questions. A clinical question can have two answers, depending on who have said the question. Also, medicine, there are a lot of new updates, lot of changes, and there are chances that you will do the mistake. So your accuracy is usually low as compared to the subject. Again, the short subjects like radio, derma, psychiatry, again more of a fact-based questions, again a scoring area. So I have given this target percentage, and see, I'm not telling someone, like, I'm not telling you to, like, with this fact you'll get a rank one, but definitely with this percentage you'll be ending in a top cream layer and you'll get any branch that you want, because that is the beauty of NEETPG, that you don't need to be a rank one to get the branch of your choice. Even if you are between rank 1000 to 5000 in NEETPG, still you'll get a branch of your choice. So this is how you should target percentage, and then make a chart, and with every GT that you are analyzing, see what are your problem subjects. So you will start writing those percentage. So because all the apps now, they are giving the percentage. So now once you see that, you have to see the trend, like, you are reaching the target percentage. It should not be like pediatrics. Sometimes you're getting 70%, in next exam you're getting 45%, and in the next exam you're getting 70%. So it shows that you have lacuna. You should be like ENT. Like, for example, here in case of ENT, you should have a persistent, that you should be in that zone. You should be not fluctuating too much from your percentage. That will tell you that you have a good command on your subject, and you are going to replicate this kind of score in your real exam. So I'll definitely suggest, make such kind of chart. You can do any modification as you want. This is just an example, and as you give your GTs, you can track your progress. And I have received one mail from the student who got around 1000 rank in NEETPG, and she has made this chart, and I think definitely this will help you in that. So once you make this chart, you divide subjects into two types. One is weak subject, and which is strong subject. So strong subject, you will label the subject where you have achieved the desired percentage. So you can continue doing the same for that. Now, whichever subjects are weak, you have to divide it into two parts. One is which I have shown as a rank building or important subjects. So these are your first and second prof subject, like anatomy, physio, biochemistry, patho, physio, pharma. So these are very important subjects. So if these subjects are weak, you have to read their notes more. You have to give more time to them. But if there is subject like, let's say, psychiatry, or let's say ophthalmology, so which are not so high yield subject in terms of NEET-PG, but these are weak, so you can actually, you don't have to spend that time on much time on that. So you have to divide your subject accordingly. So once you divide your subject as weak and strong subject, you have to allot your time depending on that. Now, what my Gantt graph should look like. So once you have this core of GT, see, I'll always be happy with two types of graph. Even if you have this kind of red kind of graph, which is showing a less number of correct, but still it's a steady, that shows that your preparation needs, you need a uniform preparation, and definitely you are doing good, because you are in a, let's say, your line is in a certain range. But if your graph is like this blue line, that sometimes you're getting 550, sometimes you're getting 350, sometimes you're getting 300. So this graph, your GT graph should not be like this, because there are a lot of students who have such fluctuation in their GT. So this shows that you are getting this score by chance, and in real exam, you never know where you will end. You might, if you're lucky, you will end up here. If you're not, if it's not your day, you will end up here. Your line should be like, your GT scores should be like this green line. They should be in certain zone, that I will say, like between, let's say, 135 to 155. So that should be somewhere, that the number of correct questions out of 200. So this is where you should lie. So in the real exam, you'll get your even the better score. It should look like a the range should be minimum. Now a lot of students say, sir, my scores are not improving. See, remember, let's say we have two targets. So the first target is here in the month of March, that is our NEETPG. The second target is in the May, that is our NICT. Now let's say if you're getting out of 200, if you're getting 160 to 170 questions right here, that means you have actually reached the peak. You are now saturated. And trust me, if you reach that peak now of 160 to 170, it will be difficult to sustain that peak till your exam, because now your brain is bored. You cannot keep doing the same things again and again. You cannot sustain that peak. So that is what I'm saying. Even if you're getting less score as of now, remember you have to peak at the right time. You start working on your methods, you start working on your mistakes, and this is when you're exactly pick up. So from, let's say, once your 1 2 revisions are done, this is when you'll start getting better results, and at the right time you will pick up. So even if you're not getting the high score now, trust me, it's a good thing. You'll pick at the right time if you be consistent with your preparation. Now, lastly, I just want to tell you two things. First, have a command on your theory. I will be happy if you don't write any grant test in next 1 or 2 months, because I'm telling you, it's not something that is going to improve your rank. See, we wrote our 10th and 12th exam. Did we write any mock test before that? See, now we have this trend. We have a lot of students going with, in the name of exam practice. But do you really want to waste so much of time on that? And I am someone who is not in favor of that, and I will always support that. Whatever are your notes, read them first. And once you are done with your notes, once you are thorough with your notes, once you are confident you are with your notes, this is the time when you should start giving GTs. And GTs without analyzing them is a waste of time. So don't give GT just for the sake of it. Never look at the rank or score. See what mistakes are you doing and see how you can improve them. Theory should be your mainstay, followed by your previous year questions with explanations, because previous year questions give insight that what examiner is thinking, what are the current trending topics, and what are the expected questions. Followed by them will be the custom models. I had given you the division of strong subjects and weak subject. Depending on that, you can decide that which topic you want to stress upon. Question bank should be kept at last if the time permits. Do not waste time on the question bank, because exam, yes, the questions, some of the questions do repeat, but exam, because we are getting a lot of clinical scenarios, so having a command or theory is again important. So guys, I hope this video helps you. If you are facing any other issue, let me know in the comment box. I'll try to address that issue in my next video, and I wish you all the best and take care.